Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, we are jumping right into the real science of hair thinning today. If you've been struggling with hair loss, or honestly, if you're just curious about human biology and how our bodies actually work, you are going to absolutely love the information we've lined up. We're putting aside all the myths, we're ignoring the wild marketing hype, and we are looking directly at what the source material and the actual science tell us. Let's kick things off with a highly relatable question. Are you staring at the shower drain in a mild panic? It's a feeling so many of us know all too well, right? We've all been there, standing in the shower, wondering if there's literally more hair caught in our brush or the drain than there actually is left on our heads. And I really want to acknowledge the emotional toll that takes because it can be incredibly frustrating and stressful. Usually, when that panic sets in, our very first instinct is to run straight to the store and buy the absolute most expensive volumizing or anti-hair fall shampoo we can find on the shelf. We just want a quick fix in a bottle.
Okay, let's dive into this core paradigm shift. We need to look at the contrast between expensive chemical detergents on one side and actual internal biological solutions on the other. For so long, we've been sold this idea that if we just scrub our scalps with the exact right chemical concoction, our hair will miraculously grow back. But the source material makes a profound point here. We're trying to fix a complex, internal physiological problem by just washing the surface of our skin with chemicals. It just doesn't add up.
Section 1, the shampoo myth, and exactly why washing isn't working.
If there's literally one thing you take away from this explainer today, it's that we need to bluntly and completely stop treating the symptoms and start targeting the actual root causes. The reality, a quick 30-second wash with a chemical detergent is absolutely not going to solve a deep-rooted biological problem. Just think about it logically for a second. Shampoos are basically surface-level cleansers. They're designed to strip dirt and oils from the hair shaft and just the very top layer of your skin. They simply cannot reach down into the underlying physiology of your scalp, which is where the actual biological mechanisms of hair growth and hair loss are actively happening.
Moving on to Section 2, the 5 hidden killers. Let's look at what's actually happening down there.
So if it's not a surface issue, what is it? Well, science clearly proves that hair thinning isn't just bad luck or simply getting older. It's an active process driven by 5 specific hidden killers. The first one is a process called miniaturization. Now, what's really interesting here is how vivid the biology is. This happens when a hormone byproduct called DHT builds up around the follicle. The source material describes this as literally suffocating your follicles. The DHT restricts the follicles so much that it just shuts down completely and stops producing hair. It's a mechanical and biological choking out of the root.
But DHT is really just the tip of the iceberg. Let's quickly run through the rest of these 5 killers. We've got DHT and miniaturization. Number 2 is scalp inflammation. This is a chronic microirritation that traps your hair in a resting phase, so it just never cycles back to growing. Number 3, starving follicles. If you have poor blood circulation, vital oxygen and nutrients just aren't reaching the root. Then we have nutritional gaps. Your body is smart, right? It prioritizes your vital organs over your hair. If you aren't eating specific hair foods, your scalp is the very first place your body cuts resources from. And finally,
Killer number 5 is so incredibly relevant to our modern lives, the cortisol spike. Chronic stress triggers a powerful chemical chain reaction in your body that physically forces your hair into a shutting cycle. I want to highlight this because it brilliantly illustrates how an internal, systemic issue, like stress at work or in life, manifests physically right on top of your head. It is all connected. Section 3, a science-based biological approach.
Knowing all of this, how on earth do we fight back? Well, we don't do it with more soap. The source material introduces a system called the 30-day hair activation protocol. It's 100% natural, science-backed routine that completely ignores the expensive chemical route and instead works directly with your body's innate biological systems. So the crucial point is that it leverages amazing cellular mechanisms, starting with autophagy. Autophagy is the biological process of cellular cleanup. Think of it as your body's own internal recycling and maintenance crew. By triggering this natural process, the protocol clears out the cellular junk to reawaken those dormant, suffocating hair follicles we were just talking about. And it pairs that cleanup process with mechanotransduction. Now, I know that sounds like a super complex, intimidating scientific word, but it simply means using targeted physical stimulation of the scalp. Instead of slathering on a topical chemical, we're using precise physical actions to dramatically boost circulation, deliver those missing nutrients, and trigger natural hair regeneration right at the source. We are literally waking the roots up through physical action.
Section 4, inside the 30-day protocol.
Let's see what this actually entails.
You might be wondering, what are you actually physically doing here? Well, instead of a random bottle of pills, this is a complete education and action plan. And this brilliantly illustrates how every single asset pairs with a specific biological target. The step-by-step PDF provides the daily blueprint to actively reduce shedding. The 57-minute audio masterclass educates you deeply on follicle regeneration. The ingredient guide tackles those nutritional gaps by showing you exactly what to avoid and what to eat. And that 5-minute daily routine, that is your mechanotransduction right there, a simple habit to instantly boost that critical blood circulation. We definitely have to emphasize the nutritional aspect here too. The protocol provides a blacklist of toxic shampoo chemicals you really need to stop putting on your skin immediately. But more importantly, it gives you 25 specific hair superfoods to add to your plate. Remember earlier when we said your body prioritizes your heart and lungs over your hair? You have to ensure you have a surplus of these specific nutrients, otherwise your scalp just won't have the biological building blocks it needs to construct new hair.
Section 5. Does it actually work? Let's look at the real-world proof.
Theory and science are fascinating, absolutely. But we need to know if shifting from external chemicals to this internal biological approach actually works in the real world. The source data points to a community of over 500 users who have put this 30-day protocol to the test, and it's holding a 4.8 out of 5-star consensus rating. That level of consensus really tells us that this biological shift is creating real, measurable change for people. Just take a look at this direct feedback from Ashley P. She says, within 3 weeks, I noticed less shedding in the shower and my scalp felt noticeably calmer. The daily checklist made it easy to stay consistent. This is a fantastic real-world example of those 5-minute daily habits actually at work. She's noticing reduced shedding super fast, and you can practically hear how the inflammation, that scalp tension we discussed, is actively calming down. And to back all of this up, the creators of the protocol offer a full 60-day money-back guarantee. They note that users should see a tangible, noticeable difference in density and shedding rates within that window, making it completely risk-free to try.
But perhaps the most surprising data point in our source material is the price. It's just $37. Seriously? For less than the cost of one single bottle of premium, chemical-laden shampoo that only washes the surface of your hair, you get the entire digital protocol. It perfectly positions this science-backed education against all those incredibly overpriced snake oil treatments that completely saturate the market right now.
Which leaves us with this final provocative thought to wrap up our explainer today. Are you ready to stop guessing and start activating? We've seen the science, we've outlined the biology behind those 5 hidden killers, and we've explored a structured, natural method to actually fight back. It might just be time to ditch the chemical detergents, stop throwing your hard-earned money down the shower drain, and finally embrace a science-first, biological approach to your hair health.